Madison homeowners, welcome back. A couple quick tips about indoor air quality. Besides smoking in your house, the number one polluter of your indoor air is the range hood when you cook there at the stove. What you should do is you should make sure that you have a range hood fan installed that vents to the blue sky. You do not want a recirculating range hood. Couple quick points here. Number one, you want the range hood to be as close to the surface of the cooktop surface as possible within the manufacturer's specifications for that particular range hood. Number two, you want it to have a low SON rating, SONE. The lower the SON rating, the quieter the fan is. If your fan's roaring loud, you're never going to use it. So you want one that ramps down and is quiet so you'll actually turn the thing on. Number three, the area of the hood should be the same area as that of the cooktop, okay? So if you have a really big cooktop but a really small hood, the hood's not going to capture the stuff that's on the front burners, right? So you want to get the hood to be large to overhang all of the cooktop surface. The range hood should be like an upside down bathtub above the cooking surface so that all the warm crap, the particulate matter that comes off of the stove when you cook gets caught by the geometry of the hood and sucked up and out of the house. Next, use it every time you cook. And finally, buy a cheap sub-$100 indoor air quality monitor and put it in the kitchen. That this thing tracks the general trends of the air that you're breathing and living in. We're not interested in the minutia or in specifics or really fine details about how accurate the monitor is. We just want to see broad trends that happen when you cook and when you burn things, etc., so that you are more educated, so that you know to use that range hood fan or even to move a toaster underneath the range hood fan or a fryer or whatever, so that you can capture that stuff and get it out of the house. As I transition now to this video, you're going to see me installing one of these in my own home. I have a 1957 ranch on the east side of Madison. My house is now all electric, and it's awesome. I cut through the cabinet here. This is a little bit of particle board, comes from an IKEA cabinet. Then I cut through, after that, the drywall. That's probably 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch thick drywall. And then after that, I got to the stud bay. So that thing on there to the right, that's a wood 2x4 stud. There's another one 16 inches over here, and all this gray stuff is called cellulose. It's insulation. So you get to the insulation, and then on the other side of the insulation, on the outer part of the wall, you see this stuff. I got my finger on it right here. This is a brown 3/4 inch fiberboard that acts as continuous insulation around the entire outside of the house. Then after that, you get to the cedar siding, which is that wood way there on the outside that my finger's pointing to. Now I'll show you. This is an example of the fiberboard. This acts as a continuous insulation around the outside of the house, and then outside the fiberboard sits the cedar siding. So it sits on top just like this. So it looks just like that, okay? Now when I got this house, when we bought this house, there was no cellulose in here whatsoever. These cavities were empty, okay? And I'll say something else. This piece of wood here acts as a thermal bridge, meaning that the resistance to heat flow is greater in the cellulose. Cellulose resists heat flow more than the wood. So when you're figuring out how good your wall is at resisting heat flow, these studs you pay a penalty for, because heat gets through the cedar, goes through the fiberboard, it conducts through this wood stud, and then comes to the drywall, then comes into the house. So on an infrared thermal imaging scan, you can see where all the studs are because heat is transferring through the studs much easier than it is through the cellulose. Last thing I'll say, this is our range hood. We are venting it out up here and out the side. You do not want to circulate air from your range hood back inside. You want that stuff up and out. It's got a lot of particulate matter in it. It's not good for your indoor air quality and does not lead to a good, healthy indoor environment. So get it up and out. Short, straight runs, and make sure that your range fan is properly sized. Thanks. We just made pancakes for breakfast. We burnt them, and the particulate matter in the house spiked up to like 1,050, really, really high. And our Amazon monitor showed red. Okay, I looked at my phone, saw really high particulate matter. So then we turned the fan on to the high setting, okay, and we moved the smoking source from the front burner to the back burner so that the flame, so that the hood can capture it and take it right out. Then we needed fresh air coming in. We originally opened this door, then we opened this window, but then basically air draws from right here and then just zips and goes right out the hood, okay? We want to take all the air in this volume and get it out of the house. So we switched from opening that door and that window to opening this window right here along with the storm on the outside. So air pulls in here, pulls across the kitchen, gets all the yucky crap and sucks it up and out of our new vent hood. Make sure you use it.